Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Wait, I kind of like this one better, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. As you guys can tell, this is a little bit different of a get ready with me style video than I've ever done on my channel before. I'm going to be doing one side of my face with high-end makeup, and then on the other side, I'm going to be putting drugstore dupes for the high-end products. Basically, the entire point of this video is to show you guys that you don't necessarily need to have all high-end things, especially if you are a makeup artist and are building your makeup kit. So the very first product that I want to go over is a primer. I've literally fallen in love with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. It's just like an overall really good gripping primer for any skin type. So this is what it looks like. The full-size version of this normally retails for $36. I found a really awesome dupe that is literally the exact same thing. I have the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I cannot tell the difference between these two. I mean, they're the exact same color almost, both a gel consistency. They lock in your makeup for both the same amount of time, and to make it better, the e.l.f. one is only $10. I'm gonna go ahead and make this the high-end side and then this the drugstore side, I think. So I'm putting the Milk one on this side. So now I'm gonna put the e.l.f. on this side. They literally have like almost the exact same consistency. Next thing I'm gonna go into is some brow pencils. I already have my eyebrows microbladed, as you guys can tell, but I kind of like to fill them in just a tad. I literally have exact dupes. I don't think they're the same colors, so that's the only thing that might be kind of weird. The first thing is the high-end product, and this is the Anastasia Brow Wiz. So you have a spoolie on one end, and then you have the little tiny brow pencil on the other. Like, it's super, super small. I got mine in the shade medium brown. Okay, so the Anastasia Brow Wiz is $25. And then the dupe for it is the NYX Brow Pencil. Exactly the same thinness. This has a spoolie on one end. Seriously, the same micro tip. Like, you guys cannot even tell a difference. And I got this one in the shade brunette. I'm just gonna take the Brow Wiz. I always open it from the wrong side first. Comment below if anybody else does that. It's like a 50-50 shot, but for some reason I always pick the wrong side. So let me go ahead and just fill in. I kind of just defined it on the edges a little bit. So then I'm taking the NYX on this side. Okay, yeah, so they're both literally the same creaminess. You don't have to press harder with one or the other. And actually this one isn't as ashy toned, so I kind of like the NYX color a little bit better. I think that this one probably would compare to Soft Brown by Anastasia. Literally the exact same. If you guys want to stock up with brow pencils for your kit or something, then definitely go with the NYX one. I usually use concealers for eyeshadow primers, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do here. Then I'm using the same concealers like on my actual face later on, so just keep that in mind. I have always carried this one concealer in my makeup kit. I do not carry any other concealers, literally at all. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Concealer. This one is the one that I personally use, by the way. It's in the color light beige. This thing normally retails for $34. It's a medium to full coverage concealer. It has a satin finish, so it's not super dewy, it's not super matte, like it's just kind of right in between, and it has a very like natural finish to it. The dupe that I found for it, I found the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This e.l.f. concealer retails for $7. I think the only thing that's maybe a little bit different is I feel like the Too Faced Born This Way concealer is slightly a little bit more hydrating. This one is also in the color light beige, so I thought that they would like match up since they're both light beige, you know what I mean? And I totally forgot to grab a sponge. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, I just picked up two beauty blenders, like they're literally identical. The reason I have two of them is because I don't want to mix the high-end side with the drugstore side. We're gonna go ahead and draw on the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I'm gonna put it on my eyelid. So I'm gonna take my sponge and just pat it all over. And then I'm gonna use a separate sponge. I have both of the eyes primed now. Literally look the same so far. The eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be going in with is one of my favorites. I don't keep it in my kit. I just have it for myself. This is the Soft Lamb palette by Anastasia. It just has a bunch of neutral colors inside of it. It comes with a mirror. And then, whoa, I just dug my finger in that. All these are mattes, but then some of these are satin. Some of these are like a chunkier, like shimmer sort of color. So this normally retails for $45. This is an eyeshadow palette I have not used before because I was trying to find a dupe for it. Guys, I found the Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette here, and this is in the Reloaded Velvet Rose. And I can't tilt it that far because like I did realize that I picked up a broken one. Like there's a broken spot right here and there's like some broken ones there too. I looked at the price of this one and this is $7, guys. Like look at how similar the color stories are. And to be totally honest, I've never tried Makeup Revolution's eyeshadow formula before. I'm gonna do the Anastasia side first. All right, I'm gonna go in with my Jessup brushes. These are the Luxe Crease brushes. As you can see, they're exactly identical. So I'm gonna go in with this Dusty Rose shade. and then just take it right on the crease here. Then I'm taking another clean Just Set brush, and then I think that the color that is closest to the Dusty Rose one is this one right here. And actually, I'm kind of getting like a better pigmentation from this side, to be totally honest. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Sienna. I'm gonna go right on top of the Dusty Rose shade. And then I think the one that is the most similar to Sienna is this one. But yeah, the blendability of this is actually really freaking good for a $7 eyeshadow palette. And then I'm gonna be taking a little bit more tapered kind of brushes. These are still Just Set brushes, the Luxe Soft Definer brushes. Then for the Anastasia one, I'm going in with Cypress Umber. It is this one right here. It's just a dark brown color. Okay, so I'm gonna take that a little bit lower on the lash line. And the closest one to that Cypress Umber shade is this one right here. It's not as dark, so I might slightly mix it in with this black shade. It's blending out so well. I didn't really think that a $7 eyeshadow palette would perform as well as a $45 one. So I'm gonna go in with the Rose Pink shade from the Anastasia palette, and I'm just taking my finger. And then for the Makeup Revolution one, the closest color is this one right here. This one is a shimmer shade, by the way. I'm taking my finger again. Ooh, I kind of like that one better. Yeah, this has more of like a reflect to it. Can you see the difference on camera? These are the brushes that came out of the Anastasia palette. I'm gonna go ahead and go back in with Cypress Umber, and then that dark brown shade that corresponds with it in the Revolution palette. And then I'm just gonna sweep it underneath my eye. Yeah, the Revolution palette is so much more pigmented than the Anastasia one is. And then with the same brush, I'm going in with Sienna again, and I'm just gonna smoke it out on the bottom. All right, the next dupes that we have for each other are eyeliners. My high-end favorite, of course, is the Inglot AMC Gel Liner. It just comes in a pot, looks like this, and this is in the shade 77, which is just the black shade. The Inglot Gel Liners are $22. You can kind of get them for different prices depending on what website you get them from. The dupe that I found for it is the Maybelline Gel Liner, and this is in the shade Blackest Black, and this is $7.79. So I'm gonna go in with two Eyeshadow Beauty liners. These are the liner brushes that I usually use on my clients. I know it's not about the brushes, but I love these liner brushes just because, like, look at how freaking thin this is. I just did like a really thin liner because if I do it any thicker, then my hooded eyes just kind of like cover the whole thing. I'm gonna go in with the clean brush on the other side. I will let you know that the Maybelline one does kind of have a little bit of an advantage because it is like a lot newer. I don't know if you guys can even tell the difference. Like, it's a very thin line. All right, I'm just using an eyelash curler and curling both my lashes just to prep them for mascara. Let me go on with the high-end version first. So I'm going to be talking about the Milk Kush Mascara. The thing that I like about the Kush Mascara is that for some reason this brush is like really grippy. I don't know else how to describe it. Like, it's just a very like grippy wand. The dupe I found for it is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Mascara. And the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Mascara is either $7.67 or $8.99 depending on where you go. But basically somewhere in between like $7 to $9. They do have two different style wands. However, when I pulled the CoverGirl one out of its tube, I can tell that it like is a little bit more grippy itself. So I'm gonna do the Kush Mascara on this side. I have really freaking tiny lashes, but I feel like out of all the mascaras that I have tried before, the Kush Mascara provides me the best results. And then I'm gonna go in with the CoverGirl mascara on this one. Okay, so definitely not as grippy as the Kush mascara. It is actually doing a better job than normal mascaras. The foundation that is one of my favorites that I keep in my makeup kit is the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation. And the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation is a medium to full coverage foundation. It has more of like a satin to luminous kind of finish to it. It is also a silicone-based foundation, which I love silicone-based foundations, especially for working special events, because I feel like they do a really good job at like smoothing everything out, evening out texture. See, the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear foundations retail for $49, so they are very pricey foundations. The Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation from L'Oreal is supposed to be a dupe for it. It has a natural finish as well. It's a medium to full coverage foundation. The L'Oreal Fresh Wear Foundation is $15.99. Okay, so then I'm taking that sponge and then just patting it all over. I'm applying it more like a medium coverage. I almost used the same sponge. Gotta switch sponges. I also do want to note that the L'Oreal Fresh Wear Foundation does have SPF 25 inside of it, and I don't think the NARS has any SPF inside of it, which is why I use it in my makeup kit. And then also the L'Oreal Fresh Wear Foundation has like a weird like florally kind of scent. It's pretty much what we're looking like here. And then I'm going back in with the two original concealers that we did before for the eyeshadow primer. And I am going in with the Too Faced concealer on this side and then the e.l.f. concealer on this side. Okay, yeah, so that is what we're looking like. I normally am a fan of loose powders as opposed to pressed powders. So my high-end side is going to be the Huda Beauty loose baking powder. It just comes in like the square container, and then there's like a little top, you pop it, and there's like a sifter in there. The only thing I don't like about these is they have like a slight floral kind of scent to them, but it hasn't like irritated any of my clients or anything. It has a really like airbrushed, like effortless kind of finish, and it doesn't look super drying, which is really nice. Also, these are $35, it looks like. The dupe that I found for it, it's the Maybelline Loose Fit Me powder. This is literally the same packaging as the Huda Beauty one. They retail for $6.99. So I'm gonna take my high-end sponge and just dip in like this, and then I'm just gonna take it underneath my eye. I'm not gonna let it sit there. I'm just gonna blend it out completely. Look how much of a flawless finish like that has. And then I'm gonna just set in the other areas that I put that concealer. So I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. I'm gonna take a little bit of that powder and then go right up under this one. Okay, yeah, so they are slightly different colors. So then next are bronzers. So the high-end one is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer. The thing that I really like about these Hourglass ones though is that they're marbleized. So it adds like a really nice dimension. Since they're baked products, they're not completely flat and matte. And mine is in the shade Nude Bronze Light. The full-size bronzers are $56, it looks like. So the dupe I found for it is the Makeup Revolution bronzer right here. And this is the shade Long Weekend. That is what it looks like. It is also a baked bronzer. So just looking at the pans, I feel like this one might be a little bit more orange or warm, and then this one's probably gonna be more of a neutral. I'm going to be taking these with my two Face Atelier Pro brushes. These are the ones that I have in my kit. They're the 148. And then also, since the Hourglass ones are baked, they glide on super freaking easy. I usually go right on the contours and then up on the forehead. Then I'm switching brushes and then going in with the Makeup Revolution one. It has a little bit more of like a pigmentation to it, so I need to like make sure that I'm not super heavy-handed with this. This side slightly still does have a little bit more warmth to it. Like I can tell it's a little bit more orange, and this is more of a neutral kind of tone. And this also does have more luminosity to it. I'm gonna go on to blushes now. The next one is more so having to do with the formula as opposed to the color. It's really hard for blushes to get like an exact like color dupe for them. So the high-end side I have is the MAC Mineralized Blush. This is in the shade Petal Power. I liked having the MAC like mineralized formulas because I feel like they blend out a lot more seamlessly. So it looks like on MAC Cosmetics website, the mineralized blushes are $33. And then the dupe that I found for it is the Milani Baked Blush. This is in the iconic shade Luminoso. Both of them do have reflex to them. Like both of them are like not flat finishes. They definitely have a shine to them. And they're both baked formulas. So I'm gonna go in with the high end side first just to keep it consistent. And I'm not one to be super heavy handed with blush. And then I'm going in with the Milani. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have like a huge reflect on this side now. As you can tell, this is definitely a little bit more orange. And then this side is a little bit more pink. I feel like I could still wear this out in public and not have people look at me super weird. And then for highlighter, not like I really need one, the MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter, one of the prettiest highlighters. So I'm gonna go in with Real Techniques brushes. They're the tapered setting brushes. Okay, so the mineralized skin finishes are $40. The dupe that I found for it that I'm hoping is a dupe, I hope I have the same color. I got another one of the Revolution products. This is the shade Dare to Divulge. Like, I think they look pretty dang similar to each other. The Makeup Revolution highlighters retail for $7. So I'm gonna go in with the MAC on this side. Seriously, such a pretty highlighter. Then I'm gonna be really careful to not overdo this because all the Revolution products have been like really pigmented. Whoa, yeah, look at that. I feel like I'm back in like the 2015, like 16 days where we're just like glowing to the gods. Pretty freaking similar to each other. So this is for lips. The high-end version of lips is the Kaja Love Swipe lip mousses. And then this is what the applicator looks like. All right, and it looks like these guys retail for $21. The dupes for these that I found as far as formulation is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. They're identical, guys. Like I literally have put these both on and I'm like, they feel exactly the same. The NYX ones even have the same applicators as the other ones too. They're seriously the same. The NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams are $6.50. The Kaja Love Swipe lipstick, I'm going in with the shade Sweet Softy, and I am only putting it on one side of my lips, and this is gonna be really weird, but they both have this like velvety, like moussey texture to them that's very lightweight. They're not even the same color. Yeah, this NYX one is definitely more pink. In terms of the actual formula though, they feel identical, guys. Like there's no difference. If you guys look at my face overall, like can you even tell? Then the last dupe that I have for you guys is setting sprays. So the setting spray that I have for the high-end version is the Scandinavia Bridal Makeup Setting Spray. This is literally the same thing as the Urban Decay All Nighter spray, but Scandinavia makes Urban Decay sprays, so they're like literally the same. I use this in my kit. It literally locks in makeup for such a long time. I use it on all my bridal clients. So the full-size version of this retails for $39, and that is I think the same price as the Urban Decay one too. Then the dupe that I found for it is the Milani Make It Last setting spray. And the Milani setting spray is $13.99. I don't know how to exactly do this. Should I cover 1/2 of my face? Wait, because now I have to spray it with my opposite hand. Hold on. And then this is the Milani spray. That is pretty much what I have for this dupe video. If you guys enjoyed and maybe want me to do this like some other time, then definitely go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, as well as also commenting below what you guys found for dupes, if you guys have alternatives for what I mentioned. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I do upload a variety of makeup artist related content, tips, vlogs, tutorials, etc. So if you guys are really interested in that sort of content, then definitely go ahead and subscribe to my channel. As always, I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. All right. Bye.